So suppose you have to copy this text from this image, you really can't do this in macOS. I'll just click on caps lock and the button just below the escape key, and it will activate a window that I can grab, and you can see the text is automatically copied to my clipboard. And if I check my clipboard, it's copied there, so I can paste it anywhere. And this is one of the features that is available on an app called Shottr. This app also allows you to take long screenshot. If I click on caps lock and 3 and grab a window, it will automatically scroll until it's finished, or you can just click on escape and the file will be automatically shared to my desktop, and it's a long screenshot. Shottr has also a feature where if I take a screenshot like this, it will be automatically saved to my clipboard and I can paste it anywhere. That's really helpful. Shottr also allows you to take area screenshot, repeated area screenshot, any window screenshot, active window screenshot, and many more. So Shottr is a free app and it has many other customizable features available on it, and these are the current settings that I'm using right now. So you might be wondering why I have set this kind of long shortkeys to activate Shottr. That is because I am using an app called Hyperkey. So Hyperkey basically assigns command, shift, option, control together to the caps lock key. That basically means I don't really have to click all this key plus 1. I just have to click caps lock and 1. If I click caps lock and 1, it will take a screenshot just like this. So that's basically what Hyperkey does, and you can see the current settings that I'm using right now. So you might be wondering why the DaVinci Resolve has different icon than its original one. Like if I click on DaVinci Resolve, sorry about that, where is the icon? God damn it. So the default DaVinci icon look like this, but mine is currently looking like this. That is because I'm using an app called Replacicon to replace the icon of the DaVinci Resolve. You can also replace the icons of many other apps. So the thing about Replacicon is that they provide default icons out of the box. You can also add an image of your own. If you have a PNG image, you can also add that. So in the case of DaVinci, if I just, this is the default icon, so I have set up this one, and if I like this one, so I click that. It will take a second, and after that the default icons will be saved. So yeah, that's basically Replacicon. So the next app in the list is something I have paid my own money to buy, and it's a neat app called Dropover. So Dropover is basically an place or shelf where you can put multiple images, videos, documents, anything you like, and it will be saved there. And if you want to, you can make one more like this and multiple boxes like this. If I take this image, I can make box and it will be there forever. And if I open a different folder, I can paste those images there. So that's basically Dropover. So Dropover also has a free version. So in the free version, it will take a bit time for this box to appear, like there will be a delay of 3 seconds. Also, you get neat actions like these. The next app in the list is something called Cotypist. So it basically knows the context of whatever you're doing. 10 must have Mac apps in 2026. So it automatically knows what I'm going to type in. For another example, what are the, if I click on tab, you can select their suggestions. So that's basically what Cotypist do. Cotypist is also a free app, and I'm currently using this AI model, the Quine 3.17b. So the next app in the list is one of my favorite apps. So this app allows me to not depend on my keyboard for inputs. Like if I click on caps lock and W, it will activate a window, and if I click on that again, whatever I say, it will be there. So I'll test MacWhisper again, caps lock W. The dark side of the force is the pathway to many things some may find unnatural. It perfectly copies and pastes whatever I have said in the input there. This app can easily save you hours every single day if you use it properly. So the Parakit V3 is the model that I'm currently using right now. So the next app in the list is currently running on my menu bar. It's an app called Flow. It's basically a Pomodoro timer. I work for 50 minutes and take a break for 10 minutes. And this app tracks all those data. If I click on this data, I can see the flow happening today. So today I have completed one flow, and one flow basically means 50 minutes of work and 10 minutes of break. So I basically do 10 to 12 flows every single day, and 8 of those flows is for my day job, and 2 to 4 of them will be for the YouTube channel. So flow basically track your works and breaks, everything like that. You can set your flow duration to whatever you like 50 minutes, 90 minutes, 60 minutes, and even 15 minutes. And you can also set your break duration, like it's kind of glitchy today for some reason. And basically after completing 4 flows, I take a break about 1 to 2 hours and then come back to work. So the next app in the list is also living in my menu bar, and it's called Proton VPN. So if you're looking for a VPN that is free, then you really can't go wrong with this one because it's free. If I click on Quick Connect, it will connect to a server of its choice. You cannot really select the server you want because it will ask you for money. And if you're okay with Proton VPN automatically selecting the server, this app is for you. And you might have noticed my flow has completed, so I'll skip the break because I'm recording this video. So it will basically go like this. So the next app is something called Dato. So in Windows, you might have noticed that there is a calendar icon here, and if you click on that calendar icon, it opens a small window of calendar, and you really don't get that feature on Mac. Like if I click on calendar, nothing happens. It just opens the notification center. So I have installed an app called Dato, and it gives me a pop-up of calendar in the menu bar. And if you're someone who sets events on your calendar, it will also appear here. So the last app in the list is called Ice. So Ice basically hides all the menu bar items if I'm not using them. If I just click on here, it will hide all these menu bar items. So these are all the menu bar items that I'm frequently using, and if I want to use more, I can just click here. I can see rest of the menu bar items here. So that's basically it for this video, but I have prepared a list of 50 more apps, and I'll be sharing this as a part 2, part 3 and part 4. And if you want to check that out, I'll be posting it soon, so you should subscribe and click the notification bell. See you guys in the next one. Bye.